Mm. Oh. Why do you need to be here, not there? Why? Why am I doing this again? Right, because of that. That is a nice little statistic I'm looking at here. It's telling me that things are apparently not good. That is, in this case, actually, most definitively humane problem. But then it is my problem alone. And it is actually focused on a little graphical issue that I have. Because you see, I will probably try and explain that a bit further once I'm done setting everything up, so do excuse me for a second. Let me see. This is set up right, this is working now, this is... I can ignore that much. Then we can have this, and now I should be able to go back and go like this, and potentially, especially speaking, we should be seeing something. We should be seeing something. Yes, yes. Well, then we are back with this. Now, I did kind of say that I wanted to do something else, and oh boy. Most of my games, I do not like the fact that I have changed my hardware so dramatically fast and unplanned. Also my old, new, question mark, graphics cards is apparently not the best in the world, surprisingly enough. And I did a few, you know, testing runs with a few games, like Elix and stuff, and things turned out somewhat horrible. New side quests, you say? For rare eruptions, because only where there are rich deposits of Zeptium on the ground. Should be an easy fun job. For details, please come seek me out. My name's Orbit. I'll be waiting at the landing port. Okay. For someone who raised malfunction, open light and road lamp on the Milk Main Road. Team at Melda's Opal Factory. I'm searching for a flower known as a bear claw and a savory pinion. The former is a native to the forest of Mistwald, south of Roland, and the later comes from insect-like monsters. Please come see me at the Roland Chapel. Protecting the vertebrate are set to undergo special training. We're looking for a good few men and women to play the parts of enemy soldiers. If you're up to the task, contact Chief Warrant Officer Ashton at the Verta checkpoint at the west end of the main road. I mean, game, if you're giving me some more quests, then, you know, knowing myself, you're gonna do them. So let's start with Orbit at the landing port. Talk to him and be like, hey, you wanted me to find something for you. Seriously, apparently, 4 years is a lot of time. Don't, Princess. How long do you intend to keep me waiting? Without her to get here, I'm going to miss my flight. I don't expect as much from a rural backwater burg like this. Well, I'll be. That's the base emblem if I'm not mistaken. I've been waiting for you to show up. I have an urgent job, so do you have some time to hear my request? Sure. Yeah, sure. I've got some time. Specifically for you. Great. It really helps me out a lot. Alright, let me give you a rundown and explain the details of the job. Let me formally introduce myself. I am Orbit, representative of Orbit Co. Ltd. I'm Stel, and it is Joshua. It's nice to meet you. Stel and Joshua said, the two of you are quite young if I do say so myself. I'm actually pretty new to this whole bracing. Greenhorns. Oh well, I guess you'll have to do. Pardon? Never mind, I was just talking to myself. Alright, let's get down to business. Please excuse my lack of decorum, but I'm in a bit of a hurry. Sure. At the moment, I'm looking for a rare mushroom called the Firefly Fungus. A set that only grows in soil rich with septium. Could you shut up for a fucking second, kitty? Sweat. Do excuse me. There are records of it being picked here in Roland, but no shops seem to carry it. However, it is a vital necessity to get my hands on one. So I put in a request at the guild house. Soil rich with septium. When I think of the Mulga Trail as a possible location. Do you know any other characteristics of these mushrooms? Ah, it seems that it normally grows in areas with patches of grass. However, since it is buried in the dirt, if you don't look closely, you won't find it. Geez, this one sounds like it's going to be a pain. Yes, it does. But once you dig one up, you'll know if it's a firefly fungus or not. For one thing, it goes with a light green color. And that's why it's called a firefly fungus, eh? Well, that makes sense. Alright, I've explained things clearly enough. Well, basically, all we need to do is find a glowy mushroom in a patch of grass along the Mulga Trail, right? Looks that way to me. Well, unless they're really growing in the ground, we probably won't be able to find one so easily. If you're in trouble, come back and speak with me again. I said you find one as soon as possible. That's still a problem. Never mind. Well, now we have ourselves a little job. Homegrown girls of mine, where those chicks coming from the royal city in Bose have that extra layer of polished beauty. Speaking of the royal city, Queen Asia's granddaughter, Princess Claudia, lives there. Rumor is it that she's quite the looker. It's true. I mean, who knows? I've told it costs obscene amounts of mirror to develop an open engine. Only through capital investment from the royal family that these airlines have become a reality. That's good to know. Not everybody has found themselves a new topic to talk about, right? I kinda remember saying to myself that I need to talk to people again because they have something new to talk about. This freight export is of course Zeptium. Since the augmented industry developed, it looks like the mine has been seeing a boom in demand. Oh, for fix it. I have some little fly going around and annoying me. This is truly one very interesting experience, so to speak. There's also that little thing that was like, things are so bloody dramatic, dramaturgisch, then why not just, you know, bite the bullet by new? At which point I found out that apparently somewhere along the line things have gotten icy. That's putting it mildly. We're talking about a price increase so bloody fucking high you can quite literally not see the top of that. It's like a fucking Mount Everest of price rise. Or something as simple as a fucking graphics card. Ah, what a troublesome little kitty. Should be taking a nap somewhere. Apparently little kitty is gone. That is not good. Where's little kitty? According to my sources, it looks like there's been an incident at the Personal Farm. I mean, we kinda already talked about it. Oh well, maybe I'll try heading to Brancel. Again, my idiot son sure hasn't been any help. But I think he's starting to help me disappear somewhere. I don't know when that has happened, but that's a bit of a problem for my planning. My boy is a soldier in the Royal Army. He was posted in the Royal City before, but now is assigned to security at the Verta checkpoint to the west. When he gets back, I want him to give Luke a good scolding. I wonder what my son Pat wants to be in the future. Like Luke, who wants to be a bracer, I want him to pick a safe and stable job. I kinda get that. Most parents are kinda like that. Our nation is divided up into 5 regions with a central city in each. Major Claus has been given charge of Roland, which is one of these cities. Though he is called Old Man Claus, because he likes to potter about in his garden, he's actually a very capable leader. Okay. I mean, I don't know. If the position is not around the tree, then excuse me. He would have to be somewhat capable at the very least to, you know, get the job, I suppose. Doesn't mean much though. 10 years ago, the Imperial Army broke through our borders in great numbers and trampled the entire kingdom. But we were able to drive them out through a darn near miraculous, lightning-quick military operation. Without the plan, Roland would probably be a part of the Empire's territory today. I was assigned to the unit in Roland and fought in the war, but my leg was injured by a piece of flying shrapnel. Can I actually... Where was my map? How does this work? Wouldn't... I mean, kinda, how the hell... Okay, so the Empire is probably coming from Harken Gate. Wouldn't it then rather take Bose? That's at least somewhere closer to them. Well, it seems quite close to the Calvary Republic. Recently, my husband has been doing well with his work. My father would just recognize him as a suitable successor. Well, that guy is kinda... yeah, Bradford, he's kinda certain. The timber industry, witchmen don't just grow trees to be used. Woodsmen watch over the forests, live with the forests, and give thanks to the bounteous blessings. If persons can do all of these, then they can be called the real woodsman. My daughter's husband is still half a man in that respect. What a pain in the ass. Now the main question is, how am I gonna get myself a reasonably priced a new graphics card? Just received word from the mine where my husband works. Seems like they discovered something incredible in a new LoH. I don't know what it was they found. Interesting, interesting. Oh, what are you talking about? Excuse me. Do my best to help out my mummy. Help with the cooking, the cleaning, and the laundry too. Don't you think I'm a big help? Yeah, little Anya. You. Good girl. Feel yourself patted on the head for being very good. Very helpful. Here did the airliners equip huge machines, could orbital engines or some such thing. They said to use an orbital structure as well. Seems that some bigwig professor was the one who developed them. Yeah, that's something to talk about. Well, hey there, you two new bracers seem to be having some success lately. Maybe a lot about your... yeah, that's because you're so new at this. I have to work extra hard. That's encouraging to hear. You guys actually came at a good time. I've got an urgent job that needs to be taken care of. You think that you'd be up to the task of replacing an opened light in a road lamp along the main road? Sure. Yeah, rush, leave it, rush. Dum dum dum. Last words, famous last words. If you find fast doing the job, I'll gladly accept. Thanks, I really appreciate this. Really forgot I needed to be replaced today. First off, I need to give you the replacement part. Oh, here's the replacement ornament. That's right. You need to place the ornament light in road lamp number 6 on the main road to the west. The 6th road lamp that you'll come across counting from Roland's west entrance. Sure you get the right one. I think I've got it. 6th road lamp from the Roland's west entrance, right? If you found the road lamp, you need to open the maintenance panel. You need a 6-digit combination to open it. Where's my pen? Where's my paper? Pen? Where do I see my paper? Where did I put my pen? There, of course. Being the smart boy. Are you serious? Yeah, the combination for 6 is 5, 4, 4, 8, 1, 8. That's actually something that should be reasonably easy to remember. Yeah. I'm sorry. Could you repeat it again? It's 5, 4, 4, 8, 1, 8. That's right. Good Maria, sure. Show off. It is. The combination is entered, the panel will open, and after that all that's left is to replace the ornament. May seem like a simple task, but make sure not to mess it up. The road lamp may have been out of order for a while now. I see. The light of the ornaments keeps the large monsters away, right? It's not much more than an unconscious dislike for them. But if they do go out, then we run into a real problem. Well, I'm asking you to do this job, just in case. These road lamps are placed just off the road in areas where monsters are most likely to appear. Well, just leave the monsters to me and I'll take care of them. What? I better write down this combination before I forget. Then maybe you should let me deal with the combination instead. It's up to you two to divide up the work amongst yourselves. Should be everything you need to know. Good luck. Need to double check I cancel the job, then come and talk with me again. Can I help you with something? Cancel the job. Sure. Why would I do that? That's gotta be pain to set everything else up differently. Yes, I've heard the news that you started work with bracelets. And coming along. Well, I'm surviving so far. And we managed to deal with the monster problem with the Brazil farm. Same. Sure. Have water tanks after all to become adequate fillings with Cassius in his absence. But still, not be a handful for you, sure. I'm my own the one who always gets lectured. I would really like to invest in something like this, just that, you know, It's pricey as fuck. Put it mildly. Now, in order to actually play peacefully tomorrow, I think I'm gonna have to play around with the settings a bit more. You need to work hard. I can give your father your report. Just overdo it. Moderation is the key in everything. Okay, we know already. Say young and inexperienced. There's no shame in asking those around you for help. Especially you, you're sure? You're the type to keep all your feelings pent up inside, right? It's been a source of concern for me. I'm sorry if I've caused you any undue worry. I'm not worried about still being unable to share feelings with the world, though. Gee? Wait a sec. That doesn't sound like a compliment. Oh well, nobody said your outspokenness was a bad thing. They also didn't say it was a good thing, but mind you, it's young and experienced. Yes, we. Also, I have seen something that I haven't seen in like forever, basically. A nice little graphical tool that the deck gave me to make sure I actually record how my graphic card reacts to stress, and it's kind of going like I play something up, you know, like for example a Total War game, Three Kingdoms Total War game at full highest possible settings, and you can see that thing reaching to a whoop high point like nothing else. It's like fucking skyrocketing. Broom. Like, wow, poor little graphic card is working now at full load. Now it's actually working not that well anymore. Now things get chuggy. Major Colossus can be here. Great move is just a big voice. Well, Uni. Don't get scared by the big voice. He's probably a nice old man. Gardner, the mayor's place is so well kept. I bet that the mayor even does it all himself. Klaus was weeding around the clock tower earlier. The mayors have to do all those kinds of jobs. Well, I know, that's his hobby. There are even rumors that he really enjoys gardening too. I wonder if that's why he's called Old Man Klaus. Well, aren't you glad that he's informal and accessible for everyone like that? Actually, yeah, that is somewhat good in such a small environment. Oh, there you are. Thanks for having me work earlier, you really helped me out a ton. You are one of the few who does not have anything new to say. Little one. Well. Have you two met some of the other bracers that have stayed here in this very hotel? We've enough bracers registered at other branches dispatched here after. Well, if everything goes well, we might actually be able to see something different for once tomorrow, because I'm kinda getting, you know, not tired. Actually enjoyed. I'm impressed. So much nicer hotel than I had anticipated. Furniture is extremely gorgeous, and the place is relaxed and immaculate. Also kind of elegance, quite different from the luxurious hotels in the royal city. Indeed. Although we came here on a pilgrimage, Roland was a wonderful locale. I think I like this place. It's a kinda nice place. Well, not been that much. Putting everything around, playing around. I see. I completely agree with your inspired words. The greater the light, the darker the shadow becomes. When one's soul is touched by blinding light, it becomes conscious of the darkness within, raises a contrite spirit. Especially those who are tormented by the sins of the past. However, through this ordeal, one can understand the pain and suffering of others and reach a greater plane of insight. What is important for the individual is preparing for the future. It's only what one wants to do. Yeah, just listening to him makes my brain hurt. The divine sermons are always difficult for me to understand. Those who are tormented by the sins of the past, yeah, don't we all have those? You should just scan these Google now, eh? Sure, I'll listen to what I have to say. Don't you worry. Some will, some won't. You kinda get used to it. I think the next major part is actually with Major Claus. Major? Mayor. That's more likely he's not in the army. He's not a mayor yet. A Major, if you are so inclined. It seems like the Purcell's farm's vegetables are finally going to be shipped. Any measure, the weather certainly hasn't been bad this year. What if something happened? For fuck's sake, Kitty, could you stop? Just once, twice, maybe twice. Yet from Lita that the vegetable from the Purcell farm hasn't arrived. I don't know what's going on. Where from they have such a delicious fresh flavor. So tomorrow I wanna play pillars, which means I have to prepare that to at least work. That would be good. There's something wonderful came out of a new lodge at the Malga mine. Put in request to the Bracer Guild to report it here, but I guess that is then gonna be our next job, I suppose. Could be actually. I don't really remember the, especially not the, which is basically the prologue, this part here. Let me take another look here. We have this one, augment replacement, medical necessity, time offenses, and become CME role in chapel. And soldier training. Okay, so well, I think we also talked to pretty much everybody apart from the people inside here, which we're gonna do, and then we're gonna go to Malga Trail. In here there were almost quite a few skilled bracers. You know that the newest Churicas are promising as well. Not only does the city have a wealth of natural resources, but it also is blessed with human resources. What if the mayor of Bose would be happy if I scouted some new people commodities? Ah, into slavery, eh? Still, Joshua, how's your own work coming along? You take a break here every once in a while. I will. Miss Mirano, I don't think we have time to be looking for new human resources. 10 years ago the Imperial Army broke through the borders and surrounded Roland. And in an effort to convince us to surrender, they bombarded the clock tower. I apologize for making you recall those painful memories. It's alright, really. Yours is like, yeah. You have that foreigner named Shirzad at the Roland brand, right? Not only is she attractive, but she's one of my best customers. Which I'm thankful for, of course. When it comes to liquor, she's unbelievable. When I say unbelievable, I mean... we know. I can emphasize. She's almost such a beautiful, friendly young woman too. Just not when she's drinking, eh? Here's that comes alone, I'm afraid. I'm the one who gets talking to her all night. I just got a message from the Purcell farm. I said that the vegetables should come in any time now. Yay! Getting vegetables from somewhere else at the moment. Purcell farms are the best. Well. The good thing is I actually planned ahead and have a bit more time tomorrow. The Purcell farm looks like they'll start shipping vegetables again soon. They said the fields are ravaged, so they hired some bracers. Yes, they did. And said bracers was I. Was I all along. Dum. Oh, then let us find that thing. Get a bit of a training exercise in while we're around. Always nice. Saves me trouble, money, energy, and all of that in the future. Which reminds me that I think it's actually limited how much zip heat you can have. And I think it's actually limited to 999 or 9099? 999. I don't remember. I do remember that I reached it at one point. And didn't see that. Which proved to be a bit of a problem. Because it meant I kinda wasted all of the resources I got. And I should have traded it in for money or something. Should have done anything else with it apart from letting it sit around and... well, technically speaking, not even sit around and collect, because I could not collect it. Painful indeed. Hey, at least I have a bit of a relaxing soundtrack going on. Yeah, it does kinda make me feel somewhat good about things. Technically speaking, this is absolutely inefficient if you think about it. Because I will have to come to the Malga mine anyway, following the next quest, because that is about that precious thing they found at the mine. If memory serves. Somewhat right. So going here now, then going back again is kinda wasteful, but you don't think so, because technically it's not. It's about training in this case. Still, you could probably reasonably say that this is a waste of somewhat time. Yes. Sure as hell hope that things are gonna... I mean, come on. Pillars of Eternity should not be overly taxing, graphical-wise. And we'll see, but just going to assume that that's going to work without much trouble. For once. Let us be optimistic for once. Mostly because if I wanted to, you know, get myself a new graphical card that is along the level of what I had before, I would have apparently now to invest a rather unreasonable amount of money. Never thought that I would find myself on the side who's wishing for a collapse of the market. But just this once, I'm sitting here like, yes, please let the market collapse. Just for a short while. I mean, short enough that I can buy something and be, you know, on my way. That would be most pleasing. But I somehow hope that is what's going to be. Shut up, kitty, for the love of God. How can one single little kitty be so annoying? A fucking good question I'm asking, isn't it? Yosha. You know you are its goal. Please, for the love of God, hit it. Hit it! Also, the insect monsters are giving me the item thingy I need for that other quest. Which is good, but I still kinda need to find that other thing, which was, what, the beer claw or something? Which we find in the forest. And I think actually there's a forest. Yes, there is a forest, if memory serves. But I don't think we get there yet. Would we go there, technically speaking? I think it's south of Roland. If memory serves. Should be, yes, should be indeed. And everybody's attacking poor little Joshua again. Joshua is sitting here like, what have I ever done to you, bitches? And the answer, as should be obvious, is he has done nothing wrong. Why, you might wonder? Mostly because Joshua is actually a good boy. Most of the time. Will you look at that? Ha! Wetsuit is an outburst. I found it. Now to claim a prize. Found Firefly Fungus. Diddle-dim. Isn't it? You fixed it too, Yoshi. The place it's growing seems about right, and it's got that soft green glow. This has got to be the Firefly Fungus that what's his face was talking about. Yeah, you mean Orbit, right? Yeah, that's totally who. Doesn't look a lot tasty. Just pretty for a mushroom. Almost like the glow of septium, if you ask me. Septium? What's up, Joshua? Maybe worrying too much, but I think you'd better put that mushroom in your bag quickly, Estelle. What the? Well, great. We're getting attacked by flying kitties. Just like I figured. This mushroom attacks. Estelle, look out! Mew. Don't worry, it's just 3 kitties. We have dealt with worse. As you know, Joshua. Bam. I mean, you can at least one-hit them, which is quite the advantage, my little one. Now that was a surprise, I'm telling ya. You put that thing away. Yep, that's all taken care of. Light emitted by raw septium is powered to attract monsters. This mushroom also seems to have the same effect. That sneaky merchant never mentioned a single thing about that. Anyway, let's hurry back to town. Right. Just wait till I get my hands on you, you living merchant. Living little merchant boy. I mean, he is a merchant, so to some degree that is out of the business, I suppose. I mean, I do try to be a somewhat honest merchant, honestly. Why do you get your turn first? You cuntish little creatures. I do not like that at all. Mostly because you have a tendency to focus too much. I do not like that at all. Quite the cuntish little move, I'd say. Great. One of those moments, eh? The problem with that is that Estelle is actually getting further ahead and further ahead, which is not really something I find too nice. Sometimes running away is a valid option. Well. That is... to be fair, I don't think I can blame this on anything, apart from bad luck, in this case. Okay. What have I done? Can I redo it quick? I probably don't need to talk to the people overly much. Yes, I could probably do this rather quick. The game just decided to crash itself into oblivion. Which has probably nothing to do with the fucking... I hope at least not. If this fucking card is reaching its limit by playing this, I would be kinda worried. Okay, let's do this first then. Get it out of the way and be done with it. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. No, it's actually 6. Is it 6? From what Freddy said, I think this is the road lamp. I'm fairly certain this is the red one too. There's a road lamp number 6 on the panel as well. Alright, it does. Alrighty then. Let's get to work on finish this job. And virtually it might not be that easy. What do you mean? Where do all these monsters come from? Looks like the orbment really has burned out. Anyway, one of us, you need to fend off these monsters while the other replaces the orbment. Yeah, you're right. Well then. Okay, let me actually look this up. Is there any reason for me to make this do myself? Blah blah blah. Once you want to name. How about you handle them, Joshua? You already know how to replace one of these things. Come on, Joshua. How hard could it be? Even I can do something as simple as replacing an ornament, says the girl who glued her hand to her head once. But alright, if you say so. I'm counting on you still. Alright. Diddle deep, 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 deep. I mean, to be very much fair, Joshua should be very well able to beat them. Technically, even like this, yeah, yes. Those felines have underestimated his power levels a bit. Also because we have been training him a bit. Actually, do we get 3 XP for this? Yes, you're getting 4 XP, which means you're getting closer to where Estelle is again. That takes care of the first wave. How's it coming, Estelle? I'm entering the combination for the maintenance panel right now. I'm pretty sure the code was 544818. Okay, 544818. Bing! It's open! Sometimes I'm too smart for my own good. Smug face. I do love a smug face. I'm okay here still. Just focus on fixing the lamp. Got it. Now for the ointment, which goes in like that and voila. Correct. Good work, Estelle. All the monsters seem to have gone too. Phew. I sure get all stressed out over this job. Considering the circumstances, that seems pretty reasonable to me. The thing that surprises me the most, that you remembered the combination. Do you want to know the truth? I actually just saw a jumble of numbers in my head. The buttons I happened to press were the right ones. I should have figured as much. Yeah, something else. Anyway, well, our job here is done here, so let's just think about something else. I guess you're right. Alright, how about we head back to town? Better go report to Freddy. Alright, let's go. Now, if memory serves, since the water bridge is right here... So has this actually worked out? You have... Yep, he's coming close to you. 2 points away, basically. No, we already were here too. He's shining, majestically shining. He's really not running away. No, he is. I was kind of like, do I want to push the button? Do I want to push the button? No, it's not gonna work. I'm not gonna be able to hit him. Because, do we actually have that quest? Wrong button. Find the shiny rock, mushroom. Shoulder training. If you're up to the task, contact Chief Warrant Officer Ashton at the Verta checkpoint, west end of the main road. Which should be here, if memory serves. The checkpoint here almost gets no travelers, and it's quiet. All I can hear is the babbling of the river and the chirping song of the birds. This is way more relaxing than the farm where I worked before. Which is all nice and dandy until there's actually war and you have to do shit. Suddenly, my job is not that nice anymore. I'm stuck standing here today, but travelers are incredibly sparse. Man, I'm so bored. Around the 3 time, I've started trying to find shapes in the clouds as they pass by. I mean, isn't there a saying about how a bored soldier is a sign of a peaceful country? Just like how, you know, a bored police force is a sign of a peaceful city. To some degree, that's actually very reasonable when you think about it. Am I just going to... no. I'm not just going to let me pass through. And you're probably gonna give me some fight, so let's actually save the game, because because I have a statistic here. I do like to keep that clean if I can. Well, Ashton. Well, originally still. And Joshua too. Hello, Mr. Ashton. It's been a while since we last met. Yeah, yes it has. I've heard my boy, Luke, caused you a lot of trouble, did he? Absolutely ashamed as a father. Yeah, I'm sure it's perfectly normal for a boy his age to be naughty like that. I mean, even I ran around outside of town when I was young. Yeah, but you're supposed to be a girl. Yeah, certainly full of energy as usual. love to get you to share some of that vigor with my new recruits. Thinking recently about doing a simulated battle to whip my men into shape. I put in a request at the guild for a few good men or women to play the part of enemy soldiers. I think the pair of you would be the perfect fit for the job. So about it, can you do this for me? Sure. We'll do it. I'll gladly accept. Thanks, really appreciate this. Go ahead and take a break until the preparations are ready. Don't have you in tip-top condition and there's no point in doing the training. And ready for an afternoon nap. Alright then, we'll get ourselves ready. Now, please do what you need. Alright, training begins now. Everyone, advance 5 steps forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ready yourself? I know I was bored before, but... And I know it's just training at all. So it scares the living daylights out of me. This is a training exercise, so please refrain from speaking. No speaking. You know, enemies, mortal enemies, bound to meet head on in this quite literal mortal combat. Where is my fight? Where's my fatality? I only need to take this seriously as if it's a real battle. Then Joshua, you don't need to hold back on my man. Joshua's like, I have one little sword, I have 2 little swords. Yes! No holding back, eh? Swing, swing, swing. He says like, I'm gonna crack some heads now. That was my intention from the beginning. We'll do as you request. Yikes. Yikes indeed. Forward! Yes, we shall storm these beaches like the fucking Normandy all over again. Then again, I can't really say that I have much experience doing it, because I actually sat on the other side of that particular engagement. Well, if I had to sit on any side, mostly because of nationality and stuff, but alas. Oh, right, actually Estelle has gotten her first little sweet attack move. This one here. It's quite literally what it's, you know, what you would expect it to be. As you can already see from this nice little move here, these little boss stats actually have quite a bit in the way of HP. Sadly for them though, Joshua is a beast. Ouch. And of course even my enemies aren't idiots, at least not complete idiots, and they are quite aware that they actually can do damage to me. Nasty damage. Technically speaking, if they focus as much as the normal monsters do, they would be able to kill me quite fast. Go with that. Go for gold. Yes, Joshua, do it! Nice. But seriously, whenever I look to the, basically to the, from my perspective, right side where my usual screen is, there's actually now my second window open where I can still somewhat see the results of my little testing of other games, and oh boy. This graphic card, you know, my replacement here, it's a bit of an older one. 4 years or so old. She's fighting! The training's over. Oh my goodness, it's finally over. Good job, everyone. Good job indeed. Can I say pathetic? You guys really supposed to be so just? Hey, you be quiet. We're not all feral kids like you. How about you try to say that one more time? My stuff still wants to crack your skull. While the voice in the background shouts fatality. Knock it off, Scott. Training's over. You seriously need to go down too, still. I hate so losers. Private Scott, Private Harold. I think what is there in chat? Well, just a moment ago. So the citizens of this region should really feel. We really have what it takes to protect them. Seems as though the both of you need to take another look in the mirror. Yes, sir. Very good. Do not forget what you learned today and strive to fulfill your duties. Still, Joshua, thanks for your hard work today. thanks to you, I think my soldiers have gotten the wake-up call they need. There's no need to thank us. Thus, we should be thanking you. This was excellent training. I agree. This was a good learning experience. Aha, if you think so, then you're set for life as bracers. Though our positions may be different, we're both here to serve the public. Welcome to my generals. I pray for success for both of you. Sure, and thanks again. And take care of yourself. I will, and I hope to be seeing you again sometime. Quest soldier training complete. We completed a quest. Yay! I mean, technically speaking, he is kinda wrong. Technically speaking, the military serves the state. In this case, the state has actually a queen, so he's technically speaking serving the queen. First and foremost, nothing else. That's what it means to be part of a royal army. You know, as in... But where do you think that fucking royal came from, actually? You know. Not really much of a question, is that? In case of the Bracers, the Bracer Guild is actually only serving itself, or rather its clients. I've been bored at this, but training seems worse. How do you see what the ages all over? Yeah, you kinda got hit with the stuff and my little jerkies there. You can use building. Yeah. But for the training, I would probably be asleep. But yeah, seriously, it is kinda fucked though, honestly. Now, all I would need is I mean, technically I was like, okay, since I have to, you know, open up the fucking PC anyway and have to start working on it, I can do what I had planned anyway for a long while and get myself, you know, new source of power and energy. A bit stronger because, you know, thinking about the future. I want to keep on this base, using this base and go further. So I was like, okay, so that costs a bit, but that's a reasonable price. Like, you know, $100 or so. That's something I can, and I'm willing to actually pay. I was like, okay, so if I were to replace my graphic cards completely, no, not just use one of the few spare parts I can get my hands on for free from a friend, but actually, you know, getting the same sort of level that I have now. And I started looking at the prices and I was like, wait a second. I'm not an expert, but I have been around the block a few times and I know an overinflated price when I see one. And I saw more of them, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? Why the fuck are graphic cards so bloody fucking expensive suddenly? And apparently there's, just from a quick Google search, a few reasons for that. Including the rush apparently on people using their graphic cards for mining Bitcoin. I have no idea about that because I'm not an expert on that matter, but apparently that is named as one of the reasons, because when that rises and people do more mining, and then they need more graphic cards apparently, and well, demand, you know, kinda creates high prices. I agree, yes, but still, that's fucking annoying. Because I'm sitting here and I'm like, I want to play games. Would you please stop inflating my prices? Assholes. There are a whole lot of them. Then there's apparently also a few of production problems, which is also a problem because, well, it's if two things are there. If the demand is high and the production, so the sheer quantity of the ware is low, yeah, that's gonna lead to a fucking amazing price hike. And going by what the actual producers are like, as in, you know, pricing, and what the actual market then makes out of that pricing, that sometimes increases like, what was it? In some cases as high as $400 or $500 per unit. That's an increase of, in some cases, almost 50% on top. That is fucking amazing. So basically, if I wanted to replace what I have now, I would have to actually pay more money than I can actually make in a month. Okay, to be fair, I had to reduce what I take out of the store, sure, but fucking... that is sick. That is sick as fuck. And I don't have the best graphic card ever. That was some, I guess, medium kind of typey thing, you know? Jesus fucking Christ. I've seen some nonsense, and I've seen this, and now I'm feeling bad about myself. No, murder the industry. We're back, ready. Oh, I still. From the look on your face, it seems you finished the job. Yep, yeah, you did a fine job too. So we did have a few hang-ups. We've already reported to you as a matter of good measure. Reported events which occurred on the Milk Main Road. It really was burned out, huh? I'm sure it happened because we were late replacing it. Sorry kids, you put in harm's way because of me. There's no need to apologize. Comes with the territory. Dealing with dangerous jobs is a part of a bracer's work. Appreciate you saying that. Why now, how about I give you this to make amends? Impede 2 quartz. This is a quartz. Yes, that's an Impede 2 quartz. You know, Freddy, I can read. Actually, not only can I read, I can even speak out loud what I read. So that the good audience can also get an idea. Can't prevent an enemy's arts. Can be pretty useful if you use it efficiently. Thanks. We appreciate it. Oh, thank you to the both of you too. I need to discuss anything about augments? Stop by any time. Don't forget to swing by if you have any other business. I always want to press that button for some reason. Now, if I report that, do I get the next main quest? Probably, because I would also report this one. I kinda wanna save myself that and but kinda do wanna report. Actually, let's report that because I think to start the next quest you actually have to slow up the wrong direction to speak with the mayor. Clear. Clear. The others I have long term anyway, which is good. Good morning! How did your job at the farm go? We had a few bumps in the road, but let me give you a brief report of the details. Make sure gives Aina a rundown of last night's events at the farm. And because I'm a nice person, I'm gonna repeat last night's events for you too, as you know. For the audience who might just be joining for this one. Basically, we stayed at the Purzel farm, we checked the farm at night, we found a few critters, we ambushed said critters, and after we gave them a good trashing, we kinda let them go because everybody was like, ah, they're kinda cute. Go away now and don't come back. End of report. Diddle-dim. Received payment. Nice. Ooh, I'm making money here. I see. So you ended up setting the monsters free because the Puzzle family requested you to do so. I think it was premature on their part, but I won't pursue the matter any further. Is it okay to leave things at that? The mission of a bracer is to protect civilians and uphold justice. However, there are many ways we can protect those around us, and there's many forms of justice as there are stars in heavens. That is indeed correct. Everybody believes in their own form of justice. As in, everybody thinks they're in the right in their own little story. From that point on, you can quite clearly see how, in a war, every side believes to be right and justice incarnate. Even the fucking Nazis believed themselves to be absolutely in the right with what they were doing. Even though the rest of the world kinda disagreed on that one, in particular. Strange story, that one. As a bracer, it is your job to be able to discern these things. Indeed. The work has very profound implications if you think about it in that way. It has, actually. Many jobs actually have very profound implications if you think about them deeper and start all the good old philosophy trail. Can be fun actually as a bit of a mind exercise, but not much further, because if you actually try to derive higher meaning and other such post things from that, then you kinda lost track. Get the work done, please. That's because we aren't an organization that deals strictly with monster problems. We also intervene when disputes arise between nations. To become a high-ranking bracer, one must have more than combat strength. Well-honed mind and flexible problem-solving skills are also required. A sharp mind, the problem-solving ability, huh? Seriously, the road to the big leagues sounds a lot steeper than originally thought. But Esther, what did you think would happen? Haha. Well then, your only choice is to devote yourself to working hard every day. And since you was here, why not I give you the details of your next job? And those are the words I've been waiting to hear. I'm ready for anything, so what you've got lined up for us this time? Another monster that needs a good whipping. Not this time. The next job will entail the transportation of goods. And get this, your client is none other than Mayor Claus himself. Really? A request from the Mayor. Do you think it'll be alright leaving such an important task up to us? I'm afraid it's a pretty simple job. In any case, I'd like you to speak with the Mayor directly about the job details. Sure. Yes, he's the Mayor, not the Mayor. Because the funny thing is, I always get confused with it because Major is, you know, a Major is a military man, is a military rank, and Mayor is, just a mayor. Those reasons at the end, I'm guessing you already know. Yeah, I know where that is, we've talked to him. Document replacement 3. Plus 1. 3. Plus 2. Nice. Drink. Junior bracer. Now then, how does it look financially? We are of good enough that we can probably buy some shoes. And now that sounds like something very womanly, but in this case we're talking about spikes. A pair of shoes with pointy, non-skid soles. Which would give me a nice bonus of 5. Now we are wearing leather. That gives me 5 and ADF plus 2. This gives me just plus 5. Now I can buy 2 armor vests and sell 2 leather vests. So that would probably be better. Actually, I think I can actually buy both. Now that I'm looking at it. There's a reason why I'm not selling the birch stuff, because there's actually an achievement for having all the weapons. And since I don't know how the game actually counts that, I'm going to keep that in my inventory. Might sound a bit, you know, pedantic, but I do have a tendency to do that in games sometimes. I like to keep a copy, at least one copy of most of the items there. It actually goes back to a very, very old thing, but I have once experienced the game, long time ago, that actually had a beginner sword, the starting sword of your main character, I think it was, and the starting weapon of another character. That if you kept them in your inventory until pretty much late game, you could actually upgrade them to one of the most ridiculously overpowered weapons in the game. And since I didn't do that the first time around, and I only heard that from a friend later on, I, since always and forever since then, had a bit of a tendency to keep weapons and equipment on hand, if my inventory is unlimited, that is. Because you never know when it becomes, you know, useful. In the past, in the future, in the present, who knows? You get what I'm trying to say, yes? Yes, please say that you do. And now with that out of the way, we still have 2 side quests. We have medical necessities, which you need the saber pinion we should have, the bear claw, right? The bear claw you find in the... I think there's a forest in here, I just don't remember where exactly that is. And if we can actually enter that already. Technically speaking, we can go north, we can go west, and we can go this way, south. Down here. And I don't really remember where the bloody fucking forest was. I think it was south. And the good thing is, because I don't know shit, my memory doesn't give me that. Also, pain. Interesting enough though, the graphics card I actually have is apparently not available anymore. I don't know if that is actually part of the ongoing shortage, or if that is actually just part of the normal production changing around. Kinda amazing, because the one I have now inside, that replacement thing, which is 4 years old, you still can't buy that, technically speaking. So there has to be some production going on for quite a while, and some stock still being around, if that is the case. So why can't I get a new copy of what I have now? Or what I had, rather. If I had that, then I'd be somewhat happy about it. Honestly, well, just for funsies, I actually started, what was it, Yakuza 0, just to give it a little try and see how that works, and well, first the game didn't really like to start. Really didn't like to start, and I played around with the settings, now it goes smoothly again, but honestly, not a good sign if I have to go through that much trouble just to get into the fucking menu to play around with things. That's not good, let's just say. That's gonna be a pain in the ass. That's also the main reason why I'm actually back with this one, because this one just works. I mean, yeah, sure, it kinda crashed. But at least in this case I can be like, well, it is probably just the game being funky and not my fucking graphics card getting overloaded from this. Because let me be honest, if you actually have a card that gets fucking into death heating areas from playing this game, are you sure you're not playing on a fucking potato? And I mean a literal potato, not a metaphorical potato. Because that seems to be a potato case. Mistaken identity. This is not a graphical card, said the detective in a voice most definitively pregnant with implications. This, he continued, is a potato. Am I an idiot? I'm pretty damn sure, I was pretty damn sure at least, that there actually is a bloody forest somewhere here. That one's south, that wasn't north. I can't go through that, so... Maybe I'm just an idiot? No. I mean, I don't pretend that I'm not sometimes having, you know, some really, really nice smarty pants moments, but not to that degree usually. Also, the good thing is, I still have a bit more time actually than compared to usual, mostly because tomorrow is going to be one of those very special days. A school day. Honestly, it's actually funny, but if you get to, I don't know, my age and you're having a school day, in the past I would probably be like meh, going to school. That's when I was a bit of a interesting teenager, let's say. Now I'm just sitting here like, oh, this is kind of fun, isn't it? Oh boy. So many things I have not foreseen happening at once. Unbelievable. But yes, this time at least, let me give you a promise. If nothing unforeseen happens, like more games deciding to fuck with me, then tomorrow we are most definitively going to play Pillars of Eternity. I swear. And in order to assure that that is actually going to happen, I will actually set myself up a bit earlier tomorrow and actually go and try things out so that I can actually find out if it's actually going to work. Honestly, if we're at the point where I can't play Pillars of Eternity, which is also not the most, you know, graphically, for fuck's sake, Joshua, texting game, we're probably in for a rather hard time. I guess technically speaking, I also now have a reason to actually look up the, what was it, the Bitcoin course, wasn't it? I haven't really looked at that for a while, mostly because that's definitely not a business I want to get involved in. Sounds sketchy as fuck, honestly. That is putting it mildly, if you ask me. And just like with all the other things you can have in that particular area, I would personally advise you to stay away when you have no idea what you're doing. Good thing is, they're not doing any damage to me. Which is nice. See, all of that armor is actually very, very useful. Because at the very least, I'm not getting damaged. Even if they attack me for the rest of eternity, I can just sit here and take it. Gonna make the combats a lot longer though, so, you know, bit of a pain in the ass, but still, technically speaking, no danger whatsoever. Now, if memory serves, you're not necessarily supposed to go into the Mist Vault, I think it's called. If I read that right on the second I read it on the map. Because yes, I'm not even going to pretend that my memory is that good that it actually remembered that place. I do know that later on we most definitively have to go through the Mist Forest. I think you should have to go through it a few times. Ah, always a nice thing when you're going like, I think, maybe, potentially, yes. Suck on a master, really. Okay, it sounds like a fucking drink in Valhalla, doesn't it? Can you reach? Of course you can't. What am I? Who am I trying to kid here? Really wish I had a counter mechanic like in Cold Steel. Then again, I would probably get countered more than my enemies, so probably better that we don't have that just yet. Honestly, the way I'm doing it is probably the most inefficient way of doing the quests. Because mostly you can combine those side quests with the main quests. Which also kinda makes you usually a bit stronger along the way. So yes, feel free to, you know... Don't I actually have... No, I didn't buy that thing against poison, did I? Ah, fuck's sake. Now I need to remember how poison works in this game. Great. Okay, so it's only for one combat. Okay, game. That is something I can actually factually deal with. AT oh shit. AT delay is actually a thing in this game already. Shite. In case you don't know what that means, it's basically action time. Which basically is how long it takes for you to get from one action that you do to another. Simple enough an explanation, isn't it? Basically determines how the turn order goes. And if you get delayed, then as you can imagine, that's not very good for your turn order. Like at all. Come on, for fuck's sake, could you please hit, you mongoloid? You need to hit, because otherwise we have a problem. Can't you foresee that? So I'm not really made of, you know, EP. I mean, I actually gave you that thing so I have more, but still. Also you don't, yeah, of course you don't get a map for this area. Who am I kidding? I should have been more than aware of that. Great. Yes. Just don't ever hit them. That's totally going to make this feel good. And I could use skills and stuff, but you know, you can't beat your most average enemy on the field with just physical attacks. You're kinda going to have a bit of a problem. Oh, for fuck's sake. Come on, Estelle. Come on, you're sure. I know you two can do it if you want to. You're just not doing it. Well, the main problem is, of course, I have no memory whatsoever where precisely that thing is. That beer claw thing. I know it's somewhere here. Suddenly things work a lot better, don't they? Well, somewhat better, to be fair. That's a bit of a problem, because I don't really know. Back for more, some people are never satisfied. That's pretty damn human, just... I think that is actually the way forward. Think. Shit. Ah, nice definition of shit. Shit. Indeed. Shit. You're sure still not able to do enough damage. That is a problem. Yeah, no, that was the wrong one. I hate it when the game does that. Either start me at the top always and don't remember my commands, or if you remember my commands, do it completely, game. Don't get me started with such nonsense like a middle thing. Actually, is that an option? Frame rate. Yeah, that's a very important thing, isn't it? Transparency, retry, augment style, menu button click, fixed noise, visible, stages, background music, voices off. Of course that's not an option. That would be too much. Ah. Oops. That were an option. That's kind of strange. Somewhere in the back of my mind, I remember that. I think it's somewhere in the beginning area of the forest. So somewhere around here should be that thing. Because I kind of remember feeling this and being like, ah. While I was actually trying to get deeper into the forest for some bloody reason. So I kind of remember there being a fog. Yikes. That's one of those implodey things, isn't it? Can you move away? Yes, you can. Ha ha ha, gotcha. Gotcha in the back, didn't I? How much? I think it's time to get out the big guns. Yeah, since we have no weakness whatsoever, attacking with something that will actually hit is probably not a bad idea. Like this too, is probably not a bad idea. Although you're sure you're standing not at the best angle, because that thing, yeah, self-destructs. Jesus Christ, this area is actually giving me a horribly high amount of XP comparatively speaking. Honestly, I don't really think it was that far ahead. If I actually overlooked it. But so it was something like this, you know, like some patch like this, basically. I also remember that was rather close to one of those chests. Maybe I'm just an idiot though. Oh, I think there it is. That very much obviously different colored. That is probably what I'm looking for, isn't it? Give it a soul blur. Yeah, self-destruct all the way out there. I don't care. See? Sometimes... I do love it when the fucking chests get sassy with me. Makes me feel like getting out the torch and going a bit, you know... a bit good old-fashioned Flammenwerfer on them. Whoop. Now, with that we have done pretty much all the side quests, haven't we? Is there anything left? Soldier training we did, then we have the orbital replacement that we just did, and we have done... should have all of the medicine stuff. Yeah, great, you missed. You idiot. Oh, right, there's one more. One last one, that is the collection of that special fungi that we already got, and then the game crashed. Well, I mean, shit happens sometimes, admittedly, but it was some very, very bad timing. Alas, shit happens. And honestly, if it's by natural sources, then okay, you know, just the game being a bit woozy, getting a bit confused, going like, eh. Brain X stop working. That is still okay. If it happens, you know, once every bloody 10 days or so. Not so much if it happens every bloody fucking hour or so, then I kinda get, you know, just a bit annoyed. Think about it, there's actually another mode of moving around. I could just use the camera buttons. wherever possible. Oh, okay, I can only go a bit. What are you trying to hide from me, game? During the 100 Days Wars, the royal city escaped from falling into enemy hands because of the Ahnenburg Wall. It seems that even the Imperial Army, which overpowered the other 4 major cities, ran into trouble with this wall. Ahnenburg Wall. That is fucking German if I ever saw one. Ahnen is basically your ancestors. Burg, well, Burg is also a word you can use in English, but the Burg in this case, that they're referring to most likely, is a castle. So basically, that is quite literally the wall of your ancestors' castle. Japanese people and their tendency to fucking mash together something German and being like, well, that makes somewhat sense, doesn't it? Yes, it does. That doesn't mean that you should just fucking mesh it all together and put it in there and be proud of yourself. That's like when you watch Fate for the first time, you know, the original Fate. And you have, and actually I have to look it up, it's Tosakarin, apparently. Going like Straße gehen, and you're like, yeah, that is magic, fucking hell. Gdansk Castle is an elegant structure, which sits on the shore of Valeria Lake. The bustle of the city just outside this castle is pretty hectic. Well, it's your... one of your major cities, isn't it? It would be a lot more annoying if it weren't, you know. There are checkpoints on all regional borders within the Libel Kingdom, because we began checking all travelers entering or leaving the region after the 100 Days War. Basically the same as checking your identification when you buy an airliner ticket. I mean, I can understand that, yes, probably better. The more you use a frying pan, the more beautiful it becomes. And I disagree there, it gets more dirty the more you use it. Couldn't be happier than when the black luster gets burnt into the metal each dish I prepare. A cook could still making your mark on a pan. I mean, kinda, yeah, my pan actually has a few spots, you know, after being used for years. I tend to take care of my things and use them for a long time. Not so much because, you know, I feel that much attached to my put a frying pan, more like I'm a cheapskate and I'm like, I don't want to buy a new one. And, well, then there's the whole getting used to things, you know. Maybe you should wash and dry all the sheets now the weather's clear. I want my customers to be able to sleep well, so they're going to come all the way here. Yes, sirree. Man after my own heart. Somebody who takes their job seriously and thinks about their customers. I do like it. Just reminds how little people actually do that nowadays. Royal City is slowly but surely making preparation for the Queen's birthday celebration. So basically it's like the Brits, isn't it? But I'm looking forward to it. Actually, the Libel Kingdom, is it actually a constitutional monarchy at this point, or is it actually, you know, a classical monarchy? In which case, I would say that the celebrations is pretty damn mandatory if it is not a constitutional minister, in which case it should be somewhat free, but then again, look at the Brits. They're special. This leads to Ransel. I don't think we'll be able to go through here without a pass. I think so. Pretty sure they will not be able to stop us if we just run. It seems that though a new organization popped up in the Royal City, made up entirely of people who love to fish. Keine Ahnung, what type of organization this is too. They also love to fish. That is actually a good reminder, because there's actually fishing in this. There's a fishing minigame in all of this fucking Trails games that I've played so far. Cold Steel 2 has fishing, and there too is a club of people who like to fish. So you could say, you know, it is just always around. How far can I actually go on the Ahnen wall? It's been nothing out of the ordinary today. Both the Grunsel and Ronan sides are pretty quiet. 10 years ago, the outside of this wall was flooded with the Imperial Army. Now it's almost impossible to imagine. I mean, surprisingly enough, yes, it is hard to imagine. Then again, this wall does look like it's been built somewhere in the Middle Ages or something. Technically speaking, I guess more like the Antique, because in the Middle Ages people had forgotten quite a few interesting lessons about building things. But apparently people in the Antique actually were able to do. Like, you know, the Romans did some pretty impressive stuff, I'll give them that much. like Hadrian's Wall. Just, you know, pretty sweet. Good. Looks like nothing out of the ordinary has happened today. Starting to get hungry, so after I report in, maybe I'll get a bite to eat at the mess hall. One of the mess hall loves new things and is always changing the menu. And you don't say that not everything she makes is good. But if you cook that is into experimentation, then yeah, probably not everything you will make the first try is gonna be good. Which is why I personally like to keep with the few basic recipes I'm good at and use variation of those with things that I'm reasonably sure will be tasty. Oh, if worst comes to worst, you can just, you know, put it in the oven and bake some cheese. Kinda works wonderfully well. Although to be fair, that is probably... I have heard that is a bit of a male thing, apparently. You know, just putting cheese all over things. Can't imagine that there is anyone who would not like or would not agree that that would just make things a lot more tastier, but maybe there are. And strange things can be around. Then we shall run our way up again, and since we have now found out that beating all these little ones is not really the way to level up, and beating things up in the mist wall seems to be a lot better of an option, we shall now retreat. Very much so, okay. Ouch. You pain in the ass. Creature. Actually, how much worse are you? Yeah. See, that's a different like night and day. 20 experience, 30 experience, compared to 2 or 3 that I get outside. Why would I... If I had remembered that beforehand, I would have immediately gotten to the mist world and trained up there instead of going around outside here and beating up mini creatures for 2 to 3 experience points. I would have done that. Most assuredly. Now then, into the chapel we go. Which leaves us with one singular side quest left. That we shall also finish. Also there's the girl in uniform again. Yo, priesty boy. Father Divine. Well, if it isn't the still. I seem to be in a cheerful mood as usual. Here you are. Easier for you, Father Divine. And it over the beer claw. And it over savor opinion. Yes. The beer claw and savor opinion you were looking for. Please use the medical ingredients. Requested these at the guild, right? Ah, that's right, I did put in a request. Just surprised that you went to all the trouble to do this for me. And you heard trying to gather these. Nope, we were totally fine. I mean, we were fine. Well, maybe minus the totally part. I'm worried about your attitude still. Eh? Why? Nothing to be worried about. You know, I've told you this before. Certainly a joyous occasion when everything goes well. However, there's at least times when we should gird up our loins for the trials that lie ahead. Okay, I feel more careful from now on. As I seem to have a bit of spare time. How about I take this opportunity to give you a special sermon? No, anything but that. I'm sorry for that, but we really get to get going. We still got work left to do, right, Joshua? I do have to bring me into this. Please excuse us, Father. We have to get back to the guild. Ah, that's too bad. However, since it has to do with the job, I must respect your position. Thank you for your hard work, Stella and Joshua. I pray that the goddess will always be with you. Yes, I'm sure the goddess is very much pleased with our hard work. Hello guild, it's me again. The most beloved friend, or something like that. Report. Good work. Yes indeed. Which only leaves one little quest if I see that one. Actually, let me just see for a second if my stream is still going strong. It is still going strong. That I much find preferable to the alternative. That's actually interesting, isn't it? First I had problems with the internet. Now that the internet is working surprisingly well, actually. And it only took like 2 technicians coming along and screwing around with well, the cables inside the house and then the cables on the street. Yeah, we already talked to you, so let me skip this ahead. And he's like, no, I want you to collect this stuff. Like, you know, get myself a nice little fungi, and it's shiny, and it's in a patch, and usually, and stuff like that. He kinda doesn't mention the point that it's a bit of a septium-rich mushroom, which is, of course, kinda attracting monsters. That's basic knowledge, basically, of this world. Basically, septium stuff is very attractive to monsters. And as long as you don't use something like an open light to keep them away, wherever there's septium, you're gonna get monsters, basically. Pretty easy rule of thumb you can go by. Now, of course, Mr. Nice little merchant there kinda forgets to mention that said mushroom has a bit of a septium glow to it, and as such attracts monsters. Which is gonna lead to us having to fight them, of course, and I think we were actually on our way back from that particular encounter when the game crashed. So what I will do is I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna do the fight with the little monsters, then I'm gonna make a save game, just in case the game decides to die again. Then again, I don't think so. I think this is the first. First time to my knowledge that the game is kinda managed to crash itself. And honestly, at this point in time, considering what sort of messy nonsense is going on inside my PC at this point, it's probably more the PC's fault than the game's fault, honestly. Also, which kind of reminds me, because actually could be kind of confusing if you are like listening to some of the things I say and kind of go like, wait a second, didn't you say that you are not good with technology? Truth be told, I'm not. And the next question along the line is then, why the fuck are you playing around with the innards of your PC? Mostly because that is well, at least that particular part is basically, it's not that different from, you know, building up a fucking IKEA desk or something. You get an explanation on, you know, what to do, then you do it, and that is that. If you were to ask me to fucking build you a PC from scratch, I'd be sitting there like, no, I have no idea what you're supposed to be doing. If you ever tell me, you open it like this, then you go in there, then you remove that and that screw, and then you place that there, or you take that out and place it with this. Yeah, I'm surprisingly enough not an idiot, not a complete idiot. I can follow instructions. That's just a skill that I personally find very, very nice to have. The simple ability to follow clear instructions. If somebody tells me what to do, I can follow through. That works like a Freudian charm, let me tell ya. Often underestimated. Also something I try to really give to explain to my little boys. I'm like, I don't expect wonders. I don't expect you to be a fucking miracle worker. All I expect you is to follow clear and simple instructions and do it like I tell you. Don't try to be smart about it. Because the very moment you try to be smart about it, it's usually when you're gonna fuck it up. Like, oh, why do I have this open? Why don't I reroute some cables, for example? Yeah, might sound like a nice idea. Maybe the person who originally set it up had a reason to set the cables like that, and maybe, just maybe, you're going to fuck something up very horribly the moment you try to play around with that. Don't do it. Be smart, but not too smart. Yeah, I think it was this way. Bit of a nice little life lesson, I'd say. It's also like, you know, sometimes it's just better to just shut up. That too is a very, very nice lesson that a lot of people are quite incapable of learning. Also, it's very nice that I'm getting so much damage. Precisely none, that is. That does make me somewhat happy. Also the fact that I'm almost another level up is also making me somewhat happy. And since I now know where to actually train up, I might actually, you know, while I find some extra spare time somewhere, if I should find myself with such a thing, I might just, you know, sit down and train a bit up on the creatures in the nice forest. Now then, let me read that to you again. You're like, aha! What's with this an outburst? I found it! Now to claim a prize! Found Firefly Fungus. See? It's shiny. The game has it shiny because it's shining on Estelle's chest, I suppose? Yeah, I suppose it's... Why is she holding it on chest level? Isn't it? I think so too. The place that's growing seems about right. It's got that soft green glow. Yes, has got to be that Firefly Fungus that what's his face was talking about. You know of it, right? Yeah, that's so meant. Doesn't look all that tasty. It sounds pretty for a mushroom. Almost like the glow of septium, if you ask me. Septium. Oh. What's up? You're up. Maybe worrying too much, but I think you'd better put that mushroom in your bag quickly, mister. What the? New flying kitties attack. Just like I figured. This mushroom attacked. Still, look out! Don't get yourself ambushed. Now, to murder a few flying kitties. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Whoop. 0 extra XP. And a bit of beast flesh. Now, that was a surprise to tell ya. Did you put that thing away? Yep, yeah, it's all taken again. A light emitted by raw septium has the power to attract monsters. This mushroom also seems to have the same effect. That sneaky merchant. Never mentioned a single thing about this. Anyway, it's a big to town. Right. Just wait till I get my hands on you. Conniving merchant! The chest is now full of disappointment. Yes, you have disappointed the mighty chest. How could you? And it was at this point that some smartass would then start a nice little spiel about, you know, the only way to feel this disappointment is by doing this, that, and that. Please give money or something. Yes. Yes, I'm sure that's going to help the chest's disappointment. Well, wouldn't be the worst hit I've ever heard. To be completely fair with you. Surprisingly often it actually works. True, that is what really surprises me. I guess people just do like the feeling of feeling good about themselves. A bit too much in some cases though. Now then, back to Mr. Merchant. Oh, as I didn't save. Please don't crash, game. Please don't crash. I was going to crash while it loads the city, isn't it? Nope. You know what, I'm gonna go full risk here. Well, what's the worst that can happen? I mean, it's pretty obvious what could happen, but what's that you say? You found the mushroom? Yep, we found it alright. Oh, wonderful. That might be different than what we heard about from you. You see, this mushroom attracts monsters. Well, it's like this. So even though you knew the risk, you earned us for the job of it. What? How was I supposed to know something like that? Besides, Bryce's job is to deal with danger, right? Well, a little heads up would have been nice. I gotta win, at least be prepared. Never mind us. The big question here is your motive. What do you intend to use this mushroom for? Yeah, I think it would be a weapon. Fess up, you had some big nefarious plan of mine, right? Nefarious mushroom plan! Hey, what? That's not what I'm going to use it for? For cooking, of course. What? This was just pain to deal with country bumpkins. And it was skilled chef, the more distinct the ingredient, the more profound the taste. And from that perspective, the five-fellow fungus is the king of them all. This is, no doubt, the ultimate ingredient. So, pretty much what you're saying is, that's for people with bizarre eating habits. It's the talk of one unacquainted with true delicacy. Then again, commoners such as yourself would never have an opportunity to try such dishes. And praise to the heavens be for that. No one to grow on a ratty green mushroom like that. Agreed, that looks pretty nasty. Anyway, I have other business preparations to make. Now, if you don't mind, just that you hand over the mushroom and leave. Yeah, please take it. On behalf of this mushroom, I shall turn a blind eye to your ignorance. And as promised, I will pay you, so be grateful to your client. Nobody's going to buy that mushroom. I hope you know. Come on, Joshua, let's go. Please excuse us. We'll be going now. Yes, please do. We shall and we shall not look back to this. I'm busy for preparation. You mind leaving me alone? Yes, I don't mind leaving you alone to your mushroom business. Feel free to do all the mushroom business in the world. I have hopefully better things to do. Let's report that too. Doodle-dum. Seems like we're actually somewhat reasonably making some money. If you look at that. Question is, do we have enough actually to unseal another slot? Because we are now getting a bit, actually a nice bit of things. But not necessarily. 1, 2, 3. Basically, it's the same for everyone. Joshua is kinda doing already more damage than his channel, so I guess I'm going to open your slot. Actually, I can open a slot for everyone. Isn't that nice? And then Joshua, you have action, attack, and hit. Could give you HP, could give you evade. Repeat is also nice. Grants any amount of 50% success, but then again, rather specific, let's just say, of an again, you give airstrike and Sylvan Guard. I think for the moment I'll actually take the evade one. In the case of Estelle, I think an attack one is in order. Just so you actually have enough power to beat something in one hit. Well, at least some of the easier ones. And let's talk to Mia Crows about the work he has put out for us. I think the mayor's even in today. Being as busy as he is, I'm sure there's a pretty good chance that he's out. Well, bless my soul if it isn't this challenge Joshua. He's definitely, most definitively in. Hi, Mia Crows. I hope we are not disturbing you, sir, but we've come on behalf of the Bracer Guild about a job you requested. Yes, I heard from the guild that the two of you would be coming. You're taking over your father's work while he's away, are you? Well, we're trying to, at least. I'm very sorry about my dad reneging on his promise like this. Guess no need for apologies. Knowing your father, it's typical for him to be swamped with work like this. Anyway, with Lita and my wife out and about, I'd like to move this conversation somewhere else. Why don't we head upstairs to my study and go over the details? In truth, I don't think you'll find this request particularly difficult. And it's for that reason, I think, that asking the guild to do this job, I've been a bit presumptuous. Unfortunately, I'm unable to get away from my work, and I had to break down and ask the guild for help. We were informed that this job involves the transport of a certain something. What is it exactly that you would like us to carry and where? I'd like you to pick up a septium crystal from the Mulga mine, delivered here. When you say septium, I mean like the peat that you have come across. Accurately speaking, the peat is fragmented septium, just too small to be used as precious stones. Therefore, The sapite is refined, processed into quartz, which can be installed into orbits. So, that's the difference, huh? I think I've got a better grasp on things now. I've actually been able to obtain a certain kind of zeptium called esmelas from the Malgamine since the olden days. However, since a large piece of this crystal was recently discovered, I asked the mine chef to hold on to it until someone could pick it up. So he'd like us to pick up this crystal from the mine chef and bring it here. Is that correct? Precisely. What do you think? Is that something you think you can handle? The transport of a precious gem, huh? Nice. Change of pace from fighting monsters. Keep us on our toes too. Alright, well do it. Nosh. Appreciate you winning this trade up. Please take this with you. Received me as referral. Show that to one of the workers. They should let you into the mine. Good luck. Well, sounds good enough, doesn't it? Mine is to the north of Roland, at the end of the Mulga Trail. Should be too far a walk. I mean, we know where it is because, well, yeah, we've been there a few times. Okay, so I guess until I actually get another main quest done, people are not gonna get more progress in their little lives done. Which is good, because that means we have a indicator of when we need to run around and talk to people again. Which means he should not be in here. No, he's not. Good. And that should be true for you too. Okay, so it's basically bound to my main quests for the moment. That is good. Yep. Most definitively is. Now then, do you have anything else to say, Aina? That's right, you'll be heading to the Mulga Mine. Good luck and be careful. I mean, just to put a very mild point on it, that's not really much of a challenge. You know what, let's actually get up there. Let me know what we have to do. Those are the only ones who are really aggressively trying to engage you. Right, that's really the only ones. Everybody else is a lot less murderous in their intentions. Which means it's probably a better idea to just go up and attack them. Can't hit him anyway. Now the good thing is, at this point in time, they are not really doing any damage to us in any way, shape or form, so even if this happens, it's kinda like, yes, so what? No, they got me surrounded. Good, that just makes it easier to hit them. Wait, literally. You are a lot more lucky than you deserve, little insect. Still, that was not your best hit. Hello, mine. Hello again, to be completely fair, because we have already been here. Well, just once though. Bling! This is the entrance to the Mulga Mine. If you're not here on business, then I have to ask you to leave. Believe it or not, we're here on business. Roland's mayor, Ross, has asked that we come here and pick up a certain septium crystal. That shows London the mayor's referral. Alright then, if you got a referral from the mayor, then that's a different story. I don't mean to make your job any more difficult, but would you mind going inside and speaking with the boss directly? I'm supposed to send word out here. Yeah, that's fine, but why the boss? Actually here to see the mine chief. The mine chief you're talking about is actually your boss, Mr. Gayton. He manages the mine and all of its workers. He's the kind of guy who enjoys discovering a septim LoH more than eating 3 meals a day. Fairly sure he's working down in the lower tunnels today. Thanks for the tip. We'll see if we can locate him. It's dark inside, so be careful. If you're looking for the boss, he should be down in the lower tunnels. Right, I don't have a map. Yeah, I don't have a map. But sadly enough, this will have to be it for the moment. So, I shall once again have to meet you adieu. Have a good one and all that, and well, if everything, well, at least the most basic things work out, then we will tomorrow actually be playing the usual Pillars of Eternity. I damn well hope that will actually work out. And then I will slowly but surely try to get, well, everything to work somewhat. It should be quite possible. Alas, we shall see. I mean, in the worst case we can fall back to games like this, and there are quite a few more. But I do like my variety, so you know, I would very much like to restore that. I also would like to actually get to, you know, not play around with, but actually play some of that Yakuza. That looked kind of fun. But not if I can play it at, like, you know, a frame a second. That's gonna take a lot longer than I'm willing to wait. Alas. So yeah, not much further ado, considering the time that it already is. I shall be gone, and I shall be back. Before you know it, basically. Until then, have a good one, and bye bye.